This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. It's good to be home. It was one hectic past 48 hours. I think 48 hours ago, I was sitting at work 2 hours away from getting on the highway up to Edmonton and having to fight on the crazy traffic through rush hour on the QE2. And here we are 48 hours later, back down the QE2, sitting in the basement, ready to recap what was an absolutely incredible experience up in Edmonton for the season opener, the home opener for 2022-2023. To preface this whole conversation, this is not the post game. This is not, we're going to break down how Connor McDavid did. This is not what that is. But I do want you to still stick around. Why? Because this is, if you did not get a chance to go to the home opener or you were at the home opener, this is going to be kind of my summary of my night, my summary of just the best night as a hockey fan at a hockey game I have ever had. So with that, normally right now, about 50 seconds, minute into the video, I'd ask you to consider subscribing. You're more than free to do that right now. But what I want you to consider doing right now is take the time, put aside the proper time to watch this whole video and just listen start to finish, because it was an unreal experience yesterday for me at the Oilers game down there at Ice District in Rogers Place. And I just hope that by somehow telling this story, we can kind of go out there and really celebrate Oilers fandom together. But my friends, yesterday was crazy. Like I said, by far the best fan experience I have ever had at a hockey game, and start to finish. That was start of the night, start of the day to end of the night. It was everything you ever dream it up to be. Obviously the Oilers won 5-3. That's the big part there, right? The Oilers come away winning, and 90% of this is probably helped out by that. But it all starts couple days ago. Before coming down up to Edmonton, I had a crazy idea of chatting with Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic. Hey, you know what? Hey, we should go to the home opener. You should see if you can come on down too. He finds tickets thanks to one of now our subscribers, Chris, who was phenomenal to meet tonight or last night. And you'll hear me talk a lot about just meeting phenomenal people all night long, but he comes in clutch, and it was one of those things. I'm going to start you with this line from Patrick that he told me yesterday, because it literally fits the entirety of the night. Is it comes down to, you just got to speak it into the universe sometimes. Patrick did that, just kind of, oh yeah, I absolutely should try to get some tickets. And the story goes, and I'm sure Patrick will tell you too at some point, is he spoke that into the universe, sending me a Twitter message. I went upstairs that night to grab myself dinner, come back down, and he already had tickets. That's and it's not Patrick went and bought tickets. He literally just got a message 5 minutes after sending me that message saying, hey, you want to go? And so then becomes the planning. Okay, how are we going to do this? How do we go down there? When do we go down there? Can you get off work soon enough? Whatever. And if you know anything from the last recap of Oilers games I went to at the end of April, is we kind of, me and Gillies TV did a little bit of celebrity hunting and went and got some photos with some players, Ken Holland, Jay Woodcroft, everybody involved. And so that was the idea, was, okay, Patrick, can you make work? So as we can do that as a trio and go out there and get some photos and stuff. And if you saw anything on either of our social medias, you would have seen the photo with Dylan Holloway from yesterday. But there's so much more than that. Obviously, there's photos with Gene Principe that we got. We got photos with Kevin Lowe as well. I want to say we got another photo that I can't remember. Honestly, there's a lot that happened in the past little bit. So forgive me if I do forget something. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, and I'll try and touch on it in the next video. But so that was kind of game plan, right? So we meet up at the Ice District Authentic store, just checking out some of the stuff. They even had Koskinen's lightly used glove for sale. That was pretty incredible. Just jokes on that one, but still, is they had it for sale. They had a whole bunch. Just when you go in the old Rexall Oilers sliding doors there, they have all that game used merchandise, and that was really cool to check out. I mean, If you haven't been down to Ice District, not even just for a game, but just to go check out that store, you're missing out. Next time you're in Edmonton, if you are in Edmonton, you gotta go and check that out. Absolutely. So Patrick meets us there. We go down, hang around, bum around. Of course, if you know anything about Ice District and you know anything about the JW Marriott and Edmonton Tower and all that, you know that there's a Boston Pizza right across the corner from Rogers Place. You know it's right across the street from JW Marriott. So we end up going there for lunch. That's just kind of become tradition at this point. Heck, we even had the same server from April last season. So that was kind of fun. I'm sure like she was probably thinking to herself, "Oh, okay, these guys kind of look familiar," because we knew instantly, hey, it's the same server from last time. And great service again. I don't think in the 3 trips I've been to that Boston Pizza that I've had to even look down. Oh, my glass is empty. I could use a refill of Dr. Pepper. No, it's literally right there on the table waiting for me already. So there was that. And then, right, the hunting for players and stuff, bumming around Rogers Place, Ford Hall, and just kind of trying to meet our hockey heroes in a sense, right? And so we get the photo with Kevin Lowe. Then Gene Principe comes out. Gene had a lot of fun with Gillies TV. Let me tell you, that was a lot of fun he had with him. And then we go out there and we run into Dylan Holloway. And the best way I can describe this is the way the players come in. It's kind of hard to tell if it is the guy you think it is or if not. In secondary, you see them in interviews. They're either sweaty or you see them with the helmet on kind of deal, right? So, like, I don't know if that's who I think it is. But the Oilers fanatic Patrick, the keen eye, nothing gets past that man. He sees it right there. It's Dylan Holloway. We get the photo. You can see it on Twitter. I'm going to refer to there because I want you to be able to go check out Patrick's Twitter because it was lightning yesterday. But so we get the photo with Dylan Holloway, and then it's kind of like, okay, now we got to wait for Jay Woodcroft. Now we got to wait for Jay Woodcroft. Ice District, however, opened up kind of for a fan pavilion thing at 5 p.m. So we end up going down there, checking it out, and roaming around and seeing what's going on. At that point, we had just kind of went over to the store where I bought this Yesa Pugliarvi jersey, by the way. Let me lift this up. There you go. Yeah, you see the big old 1-3 there. Yeah, so we went over there first, and then we went down to the Ice District, kind of chilled out. We played beanbag toss, and I don't want to mention any names for people that kind of came up to us throughout the night. I just want to kind of keep you guys over the spotlight. I'd never really asked that question, so it's better safe than sorry. But we had one of the guys working the street hockey, ball hockey. I don't know what you'd call that little rink they had built up there in the middle of Ice District's plaza there. But he called us over, hey, what's going on, guys? And recognized both me and Patrick from YouTube and got to shake hands. And to us, that was it, right? Like, we got our photo with Dylan Holloway. That was what that's who, honestly, last night you were coming for in terms of photos. And then secondary, we got some other photos. And it's like, okay, we joked about it. All we need now is somebody to ask for a photo with us. And the best part was the photo down in Ice District Plaza. We didn't wait for that to happen. We weren't expecting that to happen. I quite honestly said, hey, can we get a photo with you? That was the way I was looking at it. I'm like, somebody recognized me. Man, I got to get a photo of this because this is a big moment for me, right? Here I am 5 minutes ago chasing down Dylan Holloway for a photo. And now somebody felt that connection to call me over. That was really humbling, like, honestly, right? Is you do this, I'm some guy on YouTube, it feels like all the time. It's not even most times. I'm just some guy on YouTube, and now we're out there kind of just exploring Ice District, and people are chatting us up for what me and Patrick do here on YouTube, and it was really special. And we both joked about it. Okay, that's it. We just need one photo, and that will be the night. We'll be good. Oilers win, and we'll be fine. And so that's great. We end up playing more beanbag toss, chatting with the guy down in the Ice District was awesome. And so finally, it's getting closer to game time, so we're ready to go upstairs. We go upstairs, and we're just standing around kind of in Ford Hall there, and Chris, who got Patrick his ticket, comes up and gets things going, and we're chatting away. We're talking about things, and another subscriber of Patrick's comes up and talks us up, and great guy chatting us up as well. And just overall, it's like, man, okay, twice in one night, because I've had it happen twice in one night as well. last season in April, but the second encounter was me just kind of throwing myself at somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've watched you." Whereas this was a second guy coming up, just say, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And, okay, this is really cool. This is going to be a special night, isn't it? And so we get through that, and we're chatting with him, and then all of a sudden it's okay. We're gonna go into the Molson Hockey House because I don't know how much Patrick's told you about his stories of Molson Hockey. Oh no. Why did my video freeze? Okay, is my video good now? Okay, my video is good now. Alright, sorry. So yeah, we get into Molson Hockey House. I really hope the audio stays synced. Sorry guys. We get into Molson Hockey House, and we're just sitting there rolling around, and we end up just sitting down at some couches, and then all of a sudden Patrick recognizes Tony Brower of Oilers TV coming in. And if you know anything about Tony Brower, obviously he is a very proud NAIT alumni of the broadcasting program back several years ago, and now doing it on the main stage in Edmonton as one of the most vocal broadcasters from the program currently. And of course, if you know anything about me, I'm very outspoken about my time at the NAIT radio and television broadcasting course, and so it was nifty to kind of shake his hand, get a photo with him, and kind of go about and just actually tell him, like, hey, we just missed each other in broadcasting college. He was a semester behind my practicum, so never actually ended up running into him. But that was the nifty part there, is I was just literally that close to running into somebody that we all watch every single day talking about the Edmonton Oilers, right? I think it's nifty that people watch me, but right, is you go to the next level up. The next level up is Tony Brower, and just to be able to go out there and chat him up and talk to him about kind of a common connection between the two of us was really, really phenomenal. So like I said, you're going to see this all of a sudden going to start getting a little bit more and more special in my eyes as this video goes on. So that's all great. We sit in the hockey house, we're chatting up with this one guy who's wearing a Canucks jersey. Can't choose your friends at hockey games, they just naturally happen, but a great guy ends up chatting us up just about how he rolls in tickets on single game days and stuff, and the way he went kind of deal. We roll up to the gates, and this is where things go, right? I said we were in section 109, row 9 was what I built you up in all of the videos last week. This week I said Patrick and I will be in the same section. It'll be great. We're only a few rows apart. Chris did phenomenal to get those tickets for him. Great. My friends, you got to be careful when using third-party ticket sites. I'm not advocating to use third-party ticket sites because I didn't use them. Buddy, Gillies TV, thought he could get us some pretty sweet seats in section 109, and he did. However, third-party sites, the safety checks are a little less than Ticketmaster, and the seats that we were sitting in were season seats, but they were bought fraudulently the first time around. So the second seller sold them to us on the site, and well, then it comes back 2 hours prior to game time, and none of us have notifications on, and we're not checking our phones because we're trying to make sure we save battery power for the intermission stuff and the end of game stuff. And Gillies TV gets to the ticket checker, invalid ticket. We were that close to attending the home opener, and our tickets are invalid. We're literally walk through those half gates, and we would have been in there having a good time in section 109. So, what do we do now? Well, okay, we check the email. Tickets have been canceled due to fraud, whatever. So we end up getting escorted back to the box office there, just off to the side of Ford Hall when you come up the stairs in from street level, whatever you want to say, on 104th. And honestly, guys, these box office workers, no matter the question, no matter the time, they have always been phenomenal to me every single time I have had a chance to interact with them. Whether it's a stupid question about what's the reservation line like at Studio 99, or hey, how much would these tickets cost me if I would have bought them through you guys as opposed to where I bought them through, or hey, my tickets were fraudulent. Well, they end up getting the manager involved. He calmly keeps the situation under control, sits there. Okay, so your best case scenario, call your third party site, explain your story, send them the email about the canceled tickets from us, and say, okay, now what? And so Gillies TV gets on the phone right away. We're in the corner of Rogers Place, just quiet corner, trying to get this negotiated. We need to get in there no matter what. You saw the photos, I'm sure, but we get in there and we're going on that phone call, and they're saying, well, we'd prefer not to give you a refund because we're not sure how that money would work, considering we'd still have to hold it for 2 days, and you guys probably still want to go to the game. That's what they were trying to angle us. So we're sitting in row 9, section 109 originally. They come back with us, well, we got some seats in section 119, row 5 that you could have. Just, we'll transfer you the tickets, make good. Sorry about this. Really hope you enjoy the game. Go out there and enjoy, right? And me and Gillies TV both looking at each other. They're giving us trash seats. And I'm like, oh no, this is, we got ripped out of our good seats, and now we're going to be sitting in the opposite corner where the Canucks are attacking twice. Well, guys, one simple check on Ticketmaster would tell you that section 119, row 5, is 3 rows off of the Canucks penalty box last night. And as soon as we figured that out, we said, you send us those tickets, we're going to go enjoy our hockey game. We get in there. Patrick and Chris had already moved over to their section, and of course, if you know anything about those middle sections of the ice, you're in that own separate club on a lower level, and yeah, that's where it got real special really quick. Is it looked like our night was over when we tried to go through the gates the first time, and everything involved in the chain events after was just awesome. Absolutely phenomenal. And so obviously, right, me and Patrick, we made a lot of bones about, okay, there's got to be something for Ben. They haven't announced there's anything for Ben. There's got to be something for Ben tonight. And of course there was, and pardon me if I kind of break up here, but right, the response from Oilers fans last night during the Ben tribute was absolutely phenomenal. Like I'm going to use that word a lot, and it's obviously more than likely because Leon Draisaitl's beat it into our heads, but you know, it was going to be a tough start to the game for everybody involved. And just to, you know, right, normally in those situations you'd have a moment of silence, you'd have that kind of building goes quiet, everybody's just taking a second to themselves, a couple people are crying, whatever. I think I was the only one actually quiet in that building. I was doing my best not to absolutely bawl my eyes out while standing there at Rogers Place during that tribute, but Oilers fans, you did us proud there last night, and you did Ben absolutely right doing it the way we did, making all that noise for him. And you know, they showed his family on camera quite a bit during that tribute. Obviously, if you watch the video on Facebook that they had on Sportsnet there, they showed just kind of the in-house stuff, but there was a lot of camera on Ben's family, and they looked pretty touched by our little tribute to their little warrior there. And like I said, it was a special night at Rogers Place last night, and that was obviously going to be the roughest part of it. It's still rough now, and just the fact that we did it exactly how we did it dang right, and we did that young man proud for another time at Rogers Place. That was really good. That was really good. And that's not where the tears are going to stop, by the way. There's something, that's why I told you at the start to listen to this whole video. There's something I'm holding on to that's the whole reason this was so special. The Ben tribute is what I was there for. That's why I had to be at the home opener last night. But like I said, at hockey games, you don't get to choose who your friends are. They just happen naturally. And that's kind of what happened next after that. So obviously we get set, we're sitting down after the anthems are playing and we're waiting for the game to get underway, and there's this man and his son ahead of us, me and Gilly's TV, next row down in section 119, and they've got these older school Oilers jerseys on, but they've got some custom decaling on them. They've got a custom number and a custom name bar on both jerseys. And the fact that this man was willing to share his story with us last night was phenomenal, and the fact that it has the ending it does is also pretty good. So this man and his son, they're coming to their first Oilers game since the passing of the man's brother-in-law and the kid's uncle. And I don't even know if they want me to share this story, but I just got to, because it is absolutely touching. And it is, again, back to that line I started you off with, sometimes you just got to speak it into the universe for it to happen, is they bought brand new hats for the game. They came to the game, and I assume came to the game and brought brand new hats. And they said, all we're looking to do tonight is celebrate it with my brother-in-law who's passed on, and we're looking to chuck those hats on the ice and feel them with us tonight. And obviously they said more than likely it's going to be McDavid who gets it done, and me and Gilly's TV, well, if we're betting men on anything, it's going to be a special night for Dylan Holloway, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case early on, but then the Oilers go down 3-0. And we know it's going to be a big season for Connor McDavid. The next 3 years of Connor McDavid are going to be the best years of Connor McDavid there ever will be in the NHL. So he bangs in one, right? Connor's due to do one a game, right? It's the home opener. Of course Connor McDavid's going to score. Then Connor walks out of the corner on that pass from Zach Hyman and scores that second one on the rebound. And you know at that moment exactly, we got, what, just around 5 minutes to go in the third period. We've just taken the lead. Yeah, we're sitting there feeling it, and Gilly's TV pokes the man on the back and says, hey, you might just get it. You might just get it. And so, of course, then you know how it finished off. Kane has a wide open shot, clear, easy shot of the empty net. What does he do? He gets it back to Connor, and Connor pots that empty netter for the hat trick, baby. And you know what? Seeing the reaction of those two guys just absolutely coming to the game and getting everything they could possibly wish for out of the hockey game, everything they asked for, everything they spoke into the universe for, and both of them, tears in their eyes, hugging each other, hugging us as we're just celebrating it with them, and just getting to spend that moment with somebody who, right, it's a great moment to be at an Oilers game and watch them win, and it was a special moment for me all night. But to get to sit there and watch these two guys get exactly what they came to the hockey game for, and I mean, I'm a sucker for when guys get busted up and start crying, because you know what, when you see how much something means to somebody else, how can you not feel the same? And sitting there just seeing them, both tears in their eyes, celebrating exactly what they came for, was the cherry on top. And I wanted to tell that story before I tell anything else in this video, simply because that is what made the night for me. The Ben tribute, I was there solely for the Ben tribute, and I got that incredible moment. Gotta watch it develop all night, and that was absolutely incredible. That was, bar none, exactly what you kind of know hockey in Alberta does, right? Hockey in Alberta, above anything else, unites us together. And to get to go on that ride with those folks and just see the raw emotion of that Connor McDavid hat trick, right? It's a Connor McDavid hat trick on a season opener. It's happened before. He hit 700 points before it happened. It wasn't anything special. and it was an empty netter. It was just capping off a win. Except to the two people in front of me, it meant the complete world. So that was pretty special. Yeah. So if I can quit the tears and quit trying to choke back the tears here, you guys at Rogers Place last night, everybody that follows the channel, everybody that follows Oilers Fanatic there, Patrick too, you made us feel pretty special too. You know what? Like I said, it was a special night for a lot of people involved. It was a special night to honor Ben. It was a special night for the two people in front of me, but the absolute joy I got from meeting all of the people I got to meet last night, taking the photos with everybody I got to meet last night, and just getting to thank everybody for supporting this little crazy journey of mine. Right? It's you never know. You never know what you're putting out into the universe when you do a video on YouTube, and to sit there and get a shake hands, thank people. I even had one guy give me a hug last night, and that was very special, right? Young fan comes up and comes down from 2 or 3 rows up and asks me, "Hey, you're Dolynny TV, yeah?" And I get to grab a photo with him, and of course, same thing. I asked for the photo first, and I'm like, "Well, do you want one with me?" And the kid's got his phone out, hands shaking. Like I said, I was out there hunting for photos with Dylan Holloway, Tony Brower, Kevin Lowe, and guess what? My hand was shaking just the same trying to get that photo with Dylan Holloway earlier in the day. So to mean that much to somebody as a fan at a hockey game was absolutely phenomenal too. So that really made me feel special. And just I got to shake another guy's hand up in the concourse there during the second intermission. Just getting to meet you guys and just absolutely being able to thank you for everything you've done for me here on Dolynny TV, supporting this whole journey. And obviously you see it, right? It's a growing thing. It's something I'm working on every day. And of course I stepped away for a year and a half and come back to the results I've come back to is next level amazing. And you know what? The best part of it, the absolute best part of it, is there was no one or the other when it came to people coming up to Patrick and I at the same time saying blah 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 and totally ignoring the other guy. It was dead even split. Everybody that came up was phenomenal to both of us. Everybody that came up was open to questions, talking to both of us, and it just was so great and such great energy at Rogers Place right now. And sorry if I buzzed up one more time. It wasn't energy at Rogers Place last night. It was Benergy, and that was the best part of it. We gotta pay tribute to Ben one last time, and we'll do it all season long. This isn't the last time. This is the one big show, and then we're gonna do it all the way home. And just absolutely a phenomenal night. You know what? Like I wasn't allowed in the gates first attempt, and everything that transpired before and after was absolutely next level amazing. And honestly, Gillies TV coming up with buying those fraudulent tickets, that's part of where the biggest story of the night starts. And the hockey game, we got to play La Bamba at the end. Of course, you know how much that means, and you know how much that meant last night. And end of the day, we walk away with the win, and I walk away with a head full of memories that are going to be dang hard to forget. And that's the best part, is that's why I love doing these recaps after coming home from an Oilers game, is I get to sit in front of you, bear my emotions, as I normally do, and tell you all about it, and hopefully let you live, if you weren't there at Rogers Place last night, a little bit of the Rogers Place experience for the home opener through me. Again, this would not have been possible without Gillies TV and Patrick the Oilers fanatic for making my day what it was. Without those two boys just standing there by myself, it would have been lame as could be. Obviously, maybe somebody still comes up, maybe somebody still recognizes me, whatever. But you know what? To have those two guys that I've gone through this Oilers journey with, and now get to build a better and bigger friendship with Patrick was great. And trust me, next one's already in the works. That's the best part. Maybe not an Oilers game, but there's an Oilers organization team coming somewhere in my neck of the woods come January. And if you're still watching right now, you got the best part. It's part 2 is coming up soon in the new year, if not sooner. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate you being along for this ride. This was 31 minutes of, well, 15 minutes of me crying while talking and 15 minutes of me telling you about the start of the day. It was a good day. But you know what, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. And you know what, we're off and running. We're 1-0, and that journey to the cup has already started. That's the best part here. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I'm up on out of here.